folks. Welcome to some gentle mansplaining about plants. If anyone notices, just don't be distracted by the eye. I do it all the time. Anyways, we are transplanting some roses. There's one rose bush that grows at the corner of the farmhouse. We pounded on it fairly relentlessly with all the stuff coming off the roof this winter. But it's still alive, and we figured we just transplant it. We did a little reading, and I guess there's two ways to do it. One is you can propagate the plant from cuttings. The other way is to split the root system and break it apart that way. We're going to do a little bit of both, a little bit from column A and a little bit from column B. So for the cuttings, fairly straightforward. You look for new growth, or I guess is ideal. You don't really want to take cuttings from the really established plant that's all kind of with bark and very old. But the idea is to have at least 3 nodes, like where you see branches or growth coming up the side, buds. Cut it off with your clippers. Then you use a knife, and from the base of it, and you want to use gloves for the thorns and everything, but you want to basically slice into quarters about an inch at the base of the stem. And the only thing you need to buy is, and I guess it's not 100% necessary, but it does improve the chances of it surviving the process. It's like this root hormone powder. You can just get it pretty much anywhere, any garden store or Home Depot type store, Canadian Tire, whatever. So you wet the stem, dip it into the hormone powder, and then you just plunk it in a little pot with some potting soil. And that's really it, apparently. So we'll find out if it actually works. We did it with about 8 or 9 cuttings. I also tried 2 cuttings from our butternut tree, the walnut tree, only in that apparently they're somewhat endangered, and I figure if I can grow a couple more on the property, do my part to kind of keep those plants going. Anyways, we planted 2 of those shoots. Same idea, right? Just slice it up at the back, at the base, right, about an inch, make quarters. And I guess the idea is when you cut through the cambium and the outer layer of the plant and expose it, the hormone powder stimulates it to actually shoot roots out. And the idea is that it'll grow a new root system from the base of that cutting, and then eventually spread out and do its thing. What we want to do with that is plant it along in and amongst the cherries and along the driveway. Just figured it'd be nice to have some roses, some color along there in the summer. So the other way to propagate them is to split them right at the root. So what you'd have to do, and in this case we've kind of already dug them up with unintentionally, just through taking apart the wall that they're growing up against. So the roots are exposed, and then the idea is that you literally, where you have 2 stalks coming up, you want to split the root apart. You can either pull it apart or cut through the middle with like a gardening saw or a knife or whatever, but you split it apart so that some of the root remains with the one stalk and some of the root remains with the other, and then that's a little more direct. You can transplant that right in ground. Prepare the soil. We just use black earth soil. I think you can get specific rose soil for roses. I think it has a specific pH and everything else, but we're going to just go in with the basic stuff and see if it can survive. But anyways, that's a little bit about transplanting roses.
A couple of updates for you. The Christmas tree venture was a bust. In the bush, it's a little bit more frozen than it is on our property. So digging up the root ball for the size of tree that we want to plant is not really doable right now. So we're going to wait to do that until the fall. But the beavers did come back and they took the tree, which makes me feel a little bit better in that they didn't just gnaw it down for no reason, and at least they're going to use it for their lodge. Today we're going to be working on the dock. We're going to put that out on the water and, tie the barrels to the bottom and start to attach the boards to the top. So that's pretty exciting because we've been so excited about this project. So yeah, got a 20-degree day today apparently, which is weird, but because we've had so much rain and it's been pretty cold. But yeah, looking forward to getting that out on the water.
Let it roll, you know what I mean? So like
On the ground?
Yeah, you don't want to drag it because then it'll roll the barrels, right? We want to pick it up, and if you have to put it down, put it straight down, but don't like let it go down.
Okay, then
while
let's
you're
make
still
sure we
moving.
talk through the whole thing, okay?
Yeah.
If I need to put it down, you put it down when I say I need to put it down?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, just watch your footing in that when you go down. Plus the mud could be slippery when we get a little closer to the water.
Okay.
All right?
1,
Yeah.
2, 3. There's no way. There's no way.
You can't lift it? That's okay. With the barrels? Is that putting you over the top?
Yeah, I'm not sure I can lift it. I just don't know if I can. Maybe do one step at a time.
Yeah, if we just have to hop it, that's fine. Try it like this. Oh, actually, it's going to help. All right.
So,
Up?
no.
No?
What are we gonna do?
Trying to think of a way to give you some leverage.
Well, here. If we lift it, maybe try like lift, move, lift, move, lift, move, like that. Because I mean, I can't pull it up as high as you're pulling it up.
You just,
But if I can even just like lift it off the ground and like pull it over.
That's fine. Yeah, try that.
Okay.
Maybe do it like this.
Oh.
Yeah, right? I'm fine. Just take your time.
Okay. I don't know what we're gonna do when we get down to the hole.
Well, remember, once we get one end in, then we're just kind of lifting from this end and pushing it in. It will be easier because we'll both be at one end.
Okay.
This is the toughest part, is just to get the first set of barrels into the water.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Ready?
so exciting.
Doc. Anyways.
Straight cruising, headed for a bruising, watching out for number one. You gotta slow down and look around you, son. Today is just today and not tomorrow. Where you're going, you can rest your head. Where you're going, brightness looks big. Where you're going, truth cannot be hid. You gotta get going. Easy now. You gotta get going. Easy now. Working so you can be deserving of the rest that you are given. You gotta slow down and look around you, son. Give a lot and live a little. Work with what you got. Where you're going, you can rest your head. Where you're going, brightness looks big. Where you're going, truth cannot be hid. You gotta get going. Easy now. You gotta get going. Easy now. Get along, give a hand, sleep heavy, be the man. Just there, where you are, do something, be the star. You gotta get going. Easy now. You gotta get going. Easy now.
Hey folks, just rounding third, as I like to say, with the dock. All sorted out. We gave it a little test walk on the gangplank, and I had a feeling that this would happen. No way to really escape the laws of physics. Where the gangplank meets with the dock, when you start to walk out, you're obviously, when you're in the middle of the gangplank, you're putting a lot of force on that one side of the dock. So what would happen is, as you approach the edge, right before you get to the point where you can step on, it's tipping back quite a bit. To be expected, to be honest. Often if you see pictures of floating docks, they have floats underneath the plank as well. So what we ended up doing was MacGyvering just a foam column. We have leftover styrofoam insulation, so I just kind of stacked it and glued it with silicone and taped it. We'll do something nice. I know Kim certainly doesn't like the farm jobby nature of our float, so we'll put a little wooden box around it or something to make it look prettier. But in the meantime, it did solve the problem. So now when we walk out, I guess roughly 1 cubic foot of that foam will displace 55 pounds. So I went with probably about 2.5, almost 3 cubic feet to make that column that floats, and that seems to be doing the trick. So it just gives a little bit of lift so that when you walk out, instead of it kind of bending down and tipping the one side up, it stays more or less level. So pretty stable. It's actually quite a bit out of the water, more than I thought it would be. Now eventually we want to build kind of a pergola system on it, so I think we'll naturally sort that out, but as it stands, I think we're only maybe 2 or 3 inches at most submerged, so nowhere near the 1/3 that they recommend, or 2/3 at most. So we'll get our patio furniture out on here and that should weigh it down a bit and see where it goes from there.
He doesn't even care that I'm here. He just doesn't care that I'm here. He doesn't care that I'm here. Is it?